Hello everybody. Oh, I got my light on. Here we go, it's better. Hello everybody, a very good morning to you and welcome back to howtrade.com and a very happy Friday to you all, and welcome back to another live stream here in our trading room today. I hope everyone has had a good trading week so far. We normally have a stream on a Friday to sort of recap on live trades and look for new opportunities. It's not been the best week for me really. I've taken a couple of losses. I'm a little bit down on the week. It's all right. It's all good. It happens. It's absolutely no problem with that. And we're going to talk a little bit about some potentially new opportunities coming up, and a look ahead to what should be a fairly busy end to the week with core PCE inflation out in the US, and also we've got some news that come out this morning. And for those of you who trade dollar yen, like myself, you'll notice or you'll know what's happened, but you may not know the reason why. So it's important that I come on and hopefully I can clarify what's happened here on dollar yen. I don't know if you've seen it, guys, but it fell like 200 pips in like 10 minutes or something. So yeah, it really did fall off a cliff. So we'll see about why that happened as well. Good to see you all in the trading room and also across our YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn and X channels as well. Hello to you, Mehdi. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. He's Ola. I'm a beginner. Please teach me how to trade. I've opened the MetaTrader 5. Brilliant. What I'd recommend that you do, Ola, is if you head over to www.howtotrade.com, if you join our trading academy, and it's completely free. In our trading academy, you will notice that we've got strategies, and we've also got 7 courses of education as well. And we've also got a broker in which you can open a brokerage account. You can practice on a demo account whilst you learn from these courses, and it takes you from beginner level in course 1 up into more of the advanced stuff over in course number 7 and course number 6. Should really get a thumbnail for this, shouldn't we? But yeah, go and check that one out, and that should help. We've also got pre-built strategies in here as well, 6 strategies that you can learn from, should you wish to do so as well. So, okay, good stuff. Right, who else have we got in the room today? We have got Zach in the room. Hello to you, Zach. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Wizard Alvin, hello to you, and good morning to you, Treehawk. Thank you very much for the message, and a happy Friday to you all. Hopefully everyone's ready for what should be a nice weekend off the markets for me, because I just haven't been able to get anything going this week. Right, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is what happened on dollar yen. Has anyone seen this? Absolutely crumbled from 146.2, 146 all the way down to 143.5 in the space of about 10 minutes, and we're sort of trying to stage some sort of rally here. It's not really going that well, but you can see the market is pausing / forming some sort of base. I'm wondering if we're going to see that recovery today. We'll see how that goes. Now, the reason this happened is this. It happened at about. It seemed to. When did that drop happen? It was like 7:20 in the morning for me. I was literally just waking up really when I saw it. Essentially what's happened here is that Shigeru Ishiba, who's the former defense minister of Japan, he will become the new prime minister after he won the party's leadership contest earlier this morning. The 67-year-old takes control of, and this is the reason why dollar yen fell, is he took control of the long-ruling, scandal-plagued Liberal Democrat Party and will assume command of the world's 4th largest economy once Parliament convenes in October, due to his party's majority in the lower house. So, although he's not actually the prime minister yet, he will become that in October when Parliament convenes. He was one of 9 candidates and beat Economic Security Minister Sanae, who is vying to become Japan's first woman leader, in the runoff of 215 votes to 194. So it was quite close. So that's another reason why the markets moved quite quickly, is because it wasn't exactly a foregone conclusion. And in terms of his, and he probably won't say this in the article, excuse me, he won't say this in the article, but he's widely known as someone who's more hawkish than dovish, which basically means he would favour hiking interest rates rather than cutting interest rates. And that's why we've seen such a strong move in dollar yen, because basically what happened, what's the situation here is that people are expecting that there's now going to be more of a hawkish Bank of Japan than what we should expect normally, and that's why we've seen such a fall in dollar yen and also such a strengthening in the yen. So I'm not saying that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be more hawkish, but he leans more that way than the other leader. So that's the reason why we saw such a big move. Okay, good morning to you. It's good to have you here. Thank you very much for the message. Hope you are doing well. So that's the reason why we saw that on dollar yen. Now, if we actually zoom out on dollar yen onto the 4-hour time frame, if you look what I had marked yesterday, and this was marked prior to this, you can actually see dollar yen. I said about this area of supply. I don't know if people managed to get in on that move, but this is another reason why I've had a frustrating week, because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't active enough in the markets, ready for that opportunity at that supply zone. In fact, what I wanted to do is, probably me being a little bit too greedy, is that within this supply zone or this bearish order block, you can see there's a more refined one at 146.6, and you can see we reach 146.5, so literally 12 pips away from that level, and then sunk, which is a bit frustrating, because that would have been you'd have got 6 or 7 to 1 on a Friday morning, which would have been absolutely beautiful, but it wasn't to be. And now we're seeing the market stage some sort of recovery, but we are still within, in my opinion, bearish territory. In fact, what I fancy here is that maybe we might see a little bit of a recovery today. We might even see this market consolidate for a bit before the next move. It really depends on that US dollar, because we've got higher time frame divergence here. So this could be as much as it recovers. We are still within a bearish leg here. We could get another move lower. It is a little bit 50-50, and we're currently sort of trading in no man's land, really. So I'm not really too interested in the levels we're at the moment, to be honest. Anyway. Okay. Another piece of news that we need to be ready for, and also we had inflation out as well in Japan, which was lower than expected, which should keep some pressure on the yen, which is why I sort of quite like the idea, and it's a bit risky, but if you are looking for any scalping opportunities, you can see the market basing out here, and we're starting to see if we can get a break of this high, we might be able to play something like that, play that recovery. But we shall see how that goes today. I'm not going to do that personally, but it's definitely something that you could do if you want to. Yes. So the other high impact news event we've got coming out today is the core PCE inflation. For those of you who don't know, this is known as the Federal Reserve's primary gauge of inflation. So normally you think consumer price index is the reason that is the reading for inflation, is the measure for inflation, but actually it's the core PCE which the Federal Reserve puts more emphasis on, and therefore it does cause some volatility, and we should really be looking out for what that year-on-year figure is going to be. The previous was 2.6, forecast is 2.7. I don't think it's going to change the goalpost too much unless it comes in at 3, or it comes in, quite significantly cooler. If it comes in at 3, then I expect a really strong dollar rally late into Friday. If it comes in quite a bit below 2.7, then I'd expect more continuation in the dollar. If it comes in around where the estimates are, which it probably will, it'll probably be some shorter term volatility, but nothing to be too concerned about going forward. Zach's just noticed on the 5-minute time frame on the RSI on dollar yen. Not quite seeing divergence yet, are we? Have got some there. When we printed that low. Could be a sign. We could get a bounce here in dollar yen, but it is vulnerable. Oh, sorry, I've just realised I'm not even showing my chart. My bad. Let me take it back. So we have got some RSI on the divergence on the 1 hour time frame. It's a little bit risky. It feels vulnerable, but I do like the idea of a little bounce, but I'm not seeing that much evidence just yet that we're going to get that. You see the market's really struggling to make any inroads, and that RSI has already gone back up to sort of in the middle, so it has actually probably got more room for another run, at least at this low. Yeah, not a huge fan of it. It's a really risky play, especially on a Friday. So I'm going to leave it. Okay, and when it comes to core PC inflation, how does that line up with some of the other dollar markets, etc.? Well, if you look at the dollar index at the moment, you can see, again, another market which is, it's struggling to find any momentum to the upside, but it's also looking like it's potentially pausing for its next move. And the only thing that I'll notice on the dollar is that level between, I was talking to Shane about this, that level between 100 and 101, I'm talking historically, well, not historically, over the past year or so, you can see how that's been real support for the dollar. So I think if that 100 level goes, that's going to be, fuel for, I think, quite a good couple of months of downside in the US dollar. But if we hold up at this 100 area and that continues to be support, then we could actually argue that, the dollar index is potentially shaping up for a bounce. The issue is, as you can see, it's a bit of a mess, and there's absolutely no evidence at the moment that we're seeing like breaks in structure or changes in character or anything like that. There's nothing there. It looks more like a flag. It looks more like a bearish flag, in my opinion. It looks to me, especially if we get a weaker core PC today, that it looks to me like it's on a grind to the downside. Doesn't it? Looks to me like it's grinding to the downside. One of the trades that I'm currently in at the moment, and I'm hoping it can save my week, is USD CAD. So we lost the Aussie US dollar trend rider, even though it did pretty much come up to the new highs. That's fine. I've gone again with USD CAD as per the rules of the strategy, the trend rider strategy, and you can see we're in a little bit of drawdown at the moment. Still remain bearish on USD CAD. It didn't help yesterday that oil was down like 3 or 4%, but the Canadian dollar still managed to hold up fairly well. So hopefully, this is because just look at that close. That close on Tuesday this week was a really bearish close, and we're hovering around these lows at the moment. I do think there's room for USD CAD to come down to 1.33. Even if we got managed down on a swing opportunity down to 1.32, that would be amazing if we could get that. So maybe we will. We shall see. You'll notice that we are in the middle of a broader range as well, and all we're doing is targeting the bottom of that range or near the bottom of it. And with the situation with the US dollar at the moment, there's no reason why we couldn't get that move to the downside. So I'm sort of holding out for that one, remaining as patient as I possibly can here. Okay. Any other markets? Any questions? Jay Brads, would this be a candle imbalance, and how is best to trade it? When you get a candle imbalance that big, the one on dollar yen, I wouldn't say it's tradable in terms of resistance. It was tradable in terms of you could maybe target if you're gonna trade, if you're gonna buy it, and try and catch that reversal, you could maybe target the 50% of that imbalance. So that would look like this. something like that. If you want to be a bit more conservative, maybe head for that 145. So I'd use this predominantly as a target rather than a reversal, rather than a resistance area, in my opinion. But you can use it how you want, of course. You can see it's showing signs, isn't it? It's showing signs of life down here. Do really need to see a break above 143.766 to sort of confirm that, though, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Stock market. Difficult market really to trade at the moment. You can see if you're following the trend rider, we are respecting that EMA 12 really nicely. Pendulum. Medi says, the pendulum strategy. Yeah, you could maybe look to try and play that pendulum strategy on there. Why not? Go for it. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to leave it for a bit. I think I'm already exposed on dollar with the dollar CAD, so I'm hoping for more dollar downside, to be honest with you. So you can see how this NASDAQ is respecting this EMA 12. Great opportunity yesterday. We're sort of be hovering around profit at the moment. If you look at the daily time frame, we're not in overbought territory or anything like that. This does really have, it's just really trying to get in the dips as much as possible. We filled yesterday. We got to yesterday's close, which was at 2050, and we've bounced since then. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a move up to at least 20,300 today, maybe even close the week above yesterday's high. We'll see if we can do that today as well. Gold again, it's not really doing anything that I'm interested in at the moment. I'm hoping that gold is starting to top out a little bit, so we can maybe get a pullback move down towards like 2,600, which is right where that's right where that 61.8 fib is. Yeah, nice. I'm trying to look for that move as well. I think I'm just trying to cover all the main ones that I was looking at. Let's have a look at cable. That was our move from cable. Look at that, right from the 38.2 was perfect. We're now looking like potentially we've got our new leg of upside. I'm just going to follow that trend. Just be careful because there's strong signs here of bearish divergence. If you want to catch the reversal, then we could get a move. I do believe we could get a move down to 1.32 on the pound, especially with that divergence in place. That could be a nice counter trend trade. We should be able to get some opportunities around there as well, as long as that is the top. Let's set an alert there as well. So we might try and catch that next week. Euro dollar's in range bound territory. You can see Euro dollar has swept the top of the liquidity. This is definitely a stronger sell than the pound versus the US dollar. Have got as well. This is daily divergence again. So I do fancy the potentially what we're seeing here is Euro dollar start to either pause or have a broader pullback, maybe even below 1 point, maybe even a test of 1.1 we could be seeing. I mean, I know this goes against the dollar CAD trade. I'm aware of that. But at the same time, as we said on the US dollar, there's not a lot of evidence yet. So these markets are potentially shaping up for reversal, but they could just be pausing for the next move. That's what we need to really determine what we're going to get over the next couple of days. Treehawk said, it's interesting how that, it's quite annoying, isn't it? 5 pips past the moving average and then back up into the trend itself. Almost like a liquidity sweep. I said that yesterday. Just really sums up the week I've had, to be honest with you. It's not been the best. It's not been awful, but it's not been the best. Probably time to call it a day. Come back strong next week. It happens. So the only live trade I've actually got at the moment is my dollar CAD trade. I would like to try and get involved in the stock market, but I'm just trying to get in at some sort of pullback. It's just not really giving you anything similar to gold at the moment. Definitely not interested in trading gold at the levels it's at. So it's a little bit of a sit on your hands and wait moment at the market in the markets, and that's absolutely fine. And yeah, that was just about it for today, I guess. So I will update the streaming schedule in our trading room for next week. I'll be doing that in just a second. So make sure you keep an eye on that, because I will have all the streams in for next Monday to Thursday. I'm not here on Friday. I'm away for a week from Friday. Shane will be covering a couple of extra streams, but we'll talk about that next week. And yeah, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. Hopefully you had a better week than I did, but hopefully you had a good week, and hopefully you can have a strong end to Friday as well. Okay, thank you very much.